Good morning, everyone. How we doing? Hey, another day, another 10 cents. I'm Doc. If you're just watching the channel for the first time and you got it on your feed somehow and you're saying, what is this channel about? Well, it's about anything and everything. I run a lawn care business, a small one, and make enough to make a living. I don't have a camera crew that follows me around, but I do have a right and left hand that's my camera supervisor, let's put it that way. We're out here every day just showing you what we do, how we do it. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. More often than not, I'm probably not right. I don't know. I know I make money at it. I know I make enough to put a roof over the head and food on the table, thanks to God, and that's all I know. So we are going to cut some lawns today. The grass, it's still a little burnt up. This last week was just burnt to a crisp, so it's coming back, guys. Not a lot of trimming today, of course. I don't want to burn things. I mean, that needs a little bit of work, not much. So we're going to get on with it. Probably won't record here. I'll record down the line somewhere. This yard hasn't been touched in 2 weeks. Most of these have not been touched in 2 weeks, but we did get some crazy rain on Tuesday afternoon all the way through Wednesday early morning, so they're coming back. They're coming back. So let me get to work. I'll get you some footage somewhere down the line, and who knows what we'll talk about. Sometimes, you know, I did a video talking about differences in blades. Now, I just talked about it. I didn't show the differences. I don't have a lot of time out here because I'm a solo guy. And if you're looking to see differences and all those other things, there are guys that strictly do YouTube for a living. So they have all day long to record videos and show you what they do and show you differences and give you fancy titles and give you fancy thumbnails. It's not me, guys. I'm just a guy cutting grass, okay, and making a living. Cutting grass, doing mulch, hedge trimming, things like that. If you learn something along the way, that is great, and I hope you do. But you know, I'm not going to go out to a property on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and just spend all day filming. Most of you understand what I'm saying, because most of you guys who watch my channel, and ladies, are just flat out hustlers. So let's get to work. Enough jabbering. See you in a minute. Alright guys, I'm going to get footage of mowing this one. This hasn't been cut in 2 weeks, and this is irrigated. So you can see there's not a ton of growth going on out here, even with the irrigated yards. Be back. Okay guys, there it is. This is one of my bumpiest yards on my route. That backyard just goes doo, 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 doo. It is bumpy. So there's what it looks like. Got to show you. Wanted you to see the before and after, and all the grass that you saw strewn out over the ground, it's gone. I don't leave yards like that. So I will see you guys soon. Let me get this thing blowed off. We got about 6 or 7 more. Let's go to it. Okay guys, there it is. The after of this one, after it's all blown off. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Looks good. All right, now going to the nasty 3. Big yards, lots of trimming. So maybe I probably will get some footage over there. See you guys over there. Okay guys, just got this one done. This is a every week yard, but I did not do it last week so I could catch up on all the hedge trimming, and looks pretty good. It does get irrigated, but it's still pretty dry. Hey, one thing I wanted to remind you is watch out for ticks. Okay, watch out in your hair getting ticks. Man, that can really hurt you. I mean, ticks can kill you, so be careful. And bugs are really bad this year. Got another guy trimming and blowing here, so they take care of that yard. Does a nice job. We will be back, guys. There's his setup. All right, guys, I'm at the last one. You know, I was just thinking at the yard I just did, that's where I hurt my ribs. And I was thinking about the old days. Can you imagine? Okay, now I miss the old days. Okay, back when I was a kid, I miss that time, that era. Not so many snowflakes, not all the craziness going on in the world that is today. But could you imagine? And we had one, the old sickle mowers. Can you imagine throwing in your pickup 2 or 3 sickle mowers? You know, the old spinning type. I called them a sickle mower. That's what I called them. Can you imagine throwing those in your truck and you and a couple buddies going out all day long pushing those to make a living? Do you know how blessed we are, man? Do you ever think about it? People go buy equipment every day. We buy the articulating hedge trimmers and we buy all this and that. Let me tell you what we trimmed hedges with. A pair of old, what they now call loppers. They called them hedge shears back in the day. And we sheared all of our hedges with those. That's how we learned to trim hedges. Can you imagine a 19 or 20-year-old kid nowadays trying to trim with those, or even wanting to even try? Think about it. Look at all the hedges, man, around this place. Can you imagine doing all those with hand shears? Some of you remember A lot of you guys watching this video will remember those, and you'll have used them. And do you remember the little red or green hand shears? Yeah, they were maybe 8-9 inches long. That's what I had to trim around our fence with. Now, did we have trimmers? Yes, there were trimmers available. I'm not going to say they were very good, because they weren't. But my dad always said, why would I go buy a trimmer when we get these hand shears for $4.99? I think a trimmer back then was probably $69. So you learn when you know, we get out here on these jobs and we do these jobs and we're like, oh man, this is so hard and I'm tired and da-da-da. Think about how bad it could be if we were in the good old days of lawn care. I remember guys used to edge the sidewalks, and if you had a sidewalk edger when I was like 8-9 years old, you were rich. Only the rich people had sidewalk edgers. We used to have this little wheel that it looked like a Chinese throwing star or Japanese throwing star. And you would sit there and work that thing back and forth down the edge. It would take hours to do it. And we had this little hand tool that my mom would get in the garden with and take each thistle out one by one. I'm telling you, man, the good old days weren't always good. Some parts about our younger years were good, but I'm telling you, technology has come a long way. Thank goodness for the combustion engine and our backpack blowers and all the things we had, man. Used to be a long time ago, people would plug their blowers in and sit out in the driveway all day long and blow. And if you had a gas blower, once again, you were wealthy. I know a lot of you guys are going to know exactly what I mean. A lot of you will definitely know what I mean. But I want you to stop for a minute while you're doing work, or as you're sitting here watching this. I want you to think about how things used to be, man, and how lucky we are. And we get that's why when I started my business, I had a handheld blower for 7 or 8 years, and people said, how do you do leaves with that? I just did it, man. Can you imagine not having any blower and having to rake some of these properties? We're blessed, man. We are blessed with the things we have today. And I couldn't imagine mowing some of the properties I mow with one of those little sickle mowers. Just, oh man. I want you guys to think about that. That's all. I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, man, we are so lucky that we have some of the equipment we have today. Remember, guys, used to have to dig ditches 100 years ago with a shovel and a pickaxe by hand? Like, everything, man, was done like that. Guys used to trim trees with just hand saws, little hand saws. What about guys taking trees down with those big 2-man saw, and they would be there all day working on one tree? But with technology comes lunacy, I think, honestly, because now everybody wants battery powered. Someday they'll get it right. They'll get it to the point where it works. But I'm telling you, man, you're not running a full service lawn care business just on batteries. Not if you're busy. If you've got 8 yards a week and you've got time to plug in somewhere for 8 hours, you're fine. But we have come a long way, man. Some good, some bad. Anyway, I'm going to get my last yard done here. I haven't cut that in 2 weeks, and that doesn't look bad. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it'll look a lot better. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you think about that, man. We have been blessed with the technology we have, and people have been blessed with great minds to come up with this technology. Like I said, some of it good, some of it bad, some of it people are pushing on us and we don't want it. But they, you know, that's where it becomes a problem to me. I don't want to be pushed into anything. If I decide I want to use it, I'll use it. So, and I think we all deserve that right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a blessed day. I certainly did. And guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all the new subscribers. We're working our way up to 10K, man. I can't believe it. I mean, we're 1,600 and some subscribers away. You guys are amazing. I'd love it if you share out the channel. That would be nice of you. And get your friends to watch. Anyway, thanks for another awesome day watching. And as always, Dr. Real was in the house. Keep it real, guys. Be safe out there. Peace.